A hyena roamed the savannah in search of food but didn't really know that it would become lunch itself. A huge python caught the predator. The struggle was off camera, but the operator managed to capture its outcome. The hyena is defeated. Although its powerful jaws could have torn the snake apart, the python blocked them. In addition, the massive snake managed to paralyze the hyena's limbs and its entire body with its coils. The python's length is approximately twice that of a hyena, but the reptile's main advantage is not its size, but its strength. The entire body from the neck to the tail section of the python is a weapon. Tight and powerful muscles can instantly contract and squeeze the victim with incredible force. This not only hampers breathing, but also causes damage to internal organs, increases blood pressure, and crushes bones. So after falling into the python's trap, the hyena had almost no chance. The python usually seizes the prey after the first precise bite. Then it strangles an adult hyena within minutes. The cheetah thought its incredible speed would allow it to easily deal with the snake. It cautiously attacked the reptile, and only this saved the spotted predator's life and eyes. After all, it made a mistake in choosing the target, attacking not just any snake, but a spitting cobra. These reptiles hunt just like any other snakes, living in an ambush or stealthily approaching the prey to deliver a venomous bite with their fangs and inject powerful poison into the prey's body. However, for self-defense against large and swift enemies, they've developed a huge, unique tactic that is nothing like their hunting method. The cobra raises itself above the ground and spreads its hood. If the opponent doesn't retreat after this warning, then the snake shoots venom at them. The channels delivering toxin to the venomous fangs are directed not downward, but forward. By contracting special muscles, the cobra releases a stream of venom in a wide arc. During the shot, it twists its head to ensure the drops of venom hit as much area as possible. The cheetah was lucky. It was cautious and careful enough not to get too close to the enemy. The venom only hit the fur, which posed only a slight discomfort. But if it had approached one step closer, the cobra would have hit it in the eyes. A sufficient amount of toxin, when hit in the eyes, corrodes the cornea, risking irreversible vision loss. Fortunately, producing such a venom is a quite complex task, and the cobra saves its primary weapon for later. This allows the cheetah to retreat to a safe distance. It remained unharmed, but it will not ever approach this cobra ever again. Sea snakes may seem entirely harmless compared to formidable and aggressive taipans or cobras. Indeed, these reptiles preferring water have a mild temperament. They rarely attack large creatures and try to avoid conflict whatsoever. To avoid this, sea snakes have a body well adapted for swimming. Their tail section is flat and elongated like a fin. Thanks to this, along with their slender, flexible body and small head, these reptiles can quickly escape threats. They can also slip into any crevice or shelter. Their favorite prey is fish. Due to the vibrant life and a variety of species in warm waters around coral reefs, there is high competition amongst living creatures. This stimulates the development of different tactics for predators and their prey to confront each other. Here, this fish thought that it was safe. Its slender body allowed it to slip into a very small dark crevice, making it almost impossible to detect. Additionally, the fish's body is narrow but elongated, making it challenging to grab and pull out of its hiding place. But underestimating sea snakes is not advisable. The reptile effectively tracks its prey underwater and quickly finds appetizing fish there. It lunges at the fish, which didn't have time to escape or resist. One bite and the snake is already swallowing its target. Sea snakes are among the few reptiles that can only bite but also swallow prey underwater without the risk of choking. Moreover, their throat is stretchable, allowing the reptile to even swallow fish of awkward shapes. There are several different species of sea snakes, but despite variations in color and other differences, they all share a quite slender body and a small head. Interestingly enough, the moray eel looks much more menacing with its terrifying jaws, glassy eyes, powerful teeth, and wide, flat, long body. The moray eel is a fish, but it looks more like a dangerous snake than sea snakes themselves. Apparently, the effectiveness of self-image work made the moray eel underestimate its opponent. Instead of quickly fleeing upon seeing a sea snake, the larger and more powerful moray eel went into battle. It wants to fight the snake and eat it, diversifying its menu. The moray eel just didn't know who it was dealing with. The sea snake bravely engages in battle and sinks its teeth into the opponent. Although the reptile's body is slender, it's incredibly strong. The more massive fish seems stronger only at first glance. Due to more developed musculature, the snake surpasses the opponent and easily overwhelms it, even though it looks twice as thin. The confrontation of sea inhabitants looks dynamic and epic as opponents twist, try to entwine each other, and simultaneously swim in the water, maintaining balance. The moray eel can no longer hide in the crevices between corals. The snake has tightly clamped onto it and started to swallow. The fish has no strength left to resist. The thing is, sea snakes are the most venomous in the world. Of course, the moray eel didn't know that a small, agile opponent could defeat it with a single light bite. The blood circulatory system of fish is fundamentally different from that of terrestrial creatures. Sea snakes lived on land hundreds of thousands of years ago, but with each generation, they increasingly moved into the sea. Gradually, but inevitably, reptiles fully, or almost fully, transitioned to an aquatic lifestyle. However, the toxin that effectively protected them from predators on land didn't really work on fish. Due to the peculiarities of the structure, the poison simply didn't affect them. Indeed, if, for example, a black mamba were to bite a fish, it wouldn't be a problem for the marine creature. Just imagine, an inhabitant of your aquarium can survive the impact of a toxin that would stop an elephant's heart. How did sea snakes solve this problem? Surprisingly, over thousands of generations of development, the organism sea snakes simply strengthened the toxin it already had, instead of forming a new formula that would only work for fish. As a result, the poison of modern sea snakes can cope with a young whale, and moreover, it easily and quickly does the same with a moray eel. Alas, the duel ends quite quickly, and the sea snake transforms from the moray's prey into a predator that swallows the fearsome fish. The feeding process looks frightening, as the snake expands almost twice its size when swallowing the long and large moray. An anaconda slithered through the jungle in search for food. Like other snakes, it explores the surroundings not only with sight but also with smell, constantly flicking its forked tongue. Finally, one of the longest snakes in the world noticed a caiman resting on a pile of leaves. Witnesses claim that the largest anaconda can exceed 18 feet in length. The evidence is scant, but you have to admit, if you encounter such a huge reptile in the jungle, you are not going to try to measure that with a tape measure, but you're going to run away as fast as possible. This anaconda is much smaller, but the caiman it found is also young. However, when the snake had already approached it within striking distance, the caiman unexpectedly lunged at her. The best defense is a good offense, right? The anaconda dodged and didn't allow the caiman's powerful jaws to grab its head. But the caiman celebrated victory in vain. It got involved with the wrong snake here, which could not be easily deterred with a single blow. The anaconda is strong on land, but its full potential is revealed in the water. Thanks to the buoyancy of the water supporting the snake's weight, its maneuverability increases exponentially. There are reptiles longer than the anaconda, but it is the most massive, meaning the most muscular, snake on the planet. So the caiman is wasting time chilling on the beach with capybara friends. As soon as it approaches the water, the anaconda attacks again. The details of the battle are left off camera because everything happens too quickly. A few seconds later, the anaconda completely entwined the caiman with its body. Instead of trying to strangle it by squeezing just the neck, the snake affects the entire body of the reptile and suppresses its resistance. And when its coils inflict critical damage to the enemy's internal organs, the snake swallows the caiman whole